All right, good evening. We'll call the Franklin Special District December meeting to order. We'll ask if we would rise for the Pledge of Allegiance and then remain standing for a moment of silence. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. You may be seated. All right. Public input. There's a podium to my right. If there's anyone here for public input. All right. Seeing no one here for public input, we declare that public input is now closed. Approval of the board agenda. Is there a motion?
Motion to approve the board agenda.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
All in favor? Thank you. Approval of the consent agenda. Is there a motion? Mr. Stillings, is there a second? I'll second. Mr. Townsend, all in favor? Thank you. Business before the board. Dr. Snowden.
Yes, sir. First item is consideration of FDA grant funded equipment. Number 3 we have for your consideration and hopefully approval is the bid award to Singer H&R for delivery and installation of kitchen equipment being purchased using a portion of that FDA research grant. The recommended bid amount for these purchases equals $304,572.22. Future bid awards using this grant will follow numerically, so they'll be easily identifiable for the minutes. The administration recommends approval of this bid award to Singer H&R as presented.
Thank you, sir. Is there a motion to approve? Mr. Townsend, is there a second?
I'll second.
Ms. Bell, is there discussion? There's no discussion. Then we'll have a roll call vote. Mr. Townsend?
Yes.
Mr. Stillings? Ms. Bell?
Yes.
Mr. Blair, yes. Ms. Newman?
Yes.
Ms. Barker?
Yes.
We are approved. Dr. Snowden?
Yes, sir. Item number 2 is the approval of demolition of 1406 Cannon Street property. Based on the Real Estate Committee's recommendation for your consideration is the cost approval for the demolition of the annexed property to aid in the sale of the property. Nabholz has provided a GMP estimate for the demolition and abatement of this property. You have been provided with costs based on the 67,000 square foot building, estimated at $889,284, with a construction duration of 15 weeks. As you may recall, the initial purchase proposal that was, we ended up rejecting it, or they pulled out, included a cost variable for demolishing the building, and additionally, it is becoming increasingly susceptible to natural deterioration of an empty facility and a target for some minor trespassing. So we recommend approval of this. The Real Estate Committee had several conversations about this possibility. And finally, at our last meeting, we said, this seems to be the prudent thing to do at this point in time. Our real estate agents feel like that obviously if you've got that dilapidated building removed, that gives at least the appearance of a better option for developers as we go forward. And then the other thing is, and it may not be completely a wash in the cost, but who purchases it, the developer that purchases it, is going to take into consideration and take that amount of money that they offer us, and it's going to be less an amount to demolish. So that's why we said, well, let's go ahead and do that, even though we're having to pay for it now, and would be paid for out of bond funding, and you should have that handout that provides you that information. It's in light blue. the preparation to sell the central office annex, fairground, 507, New Highway 96 properties. Did anybody not have that in their packet? Okay. So we'll be glad to get that on the floor and have discussion, questions about that.
All right. Thank you, sir. Is there a motion to approve?
I move we accept the real estate committee's recommendation to demo the old central office annex building.
All right, Mr. Stillings. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Mr. Townsend, discussion?
I think the minutes ought to also reflect that as part of the demo, some fencing may be installed, some existing fencing may be removed, depending on what is needed to secure the area for the demo project and going forward.
One question I have is when, if approved, when would you anticipate a start date for this project?
It's my understanding that they've already gone through the city to get permit.
Okay.
So in January is what our anticipation. The anticipated date would be in January to begin.
Thank you.
Are we, and then we're anticipating we will recoup this expense when we sell the property? And do we feel like this is the major hindrance to selling the property, that there's already a building on there?
We think it is, and now whether or not you recoup, a developer can't say that and the other developer did say that this is how much it's going to cost us to demolish the building, so we're going to include that. We're going to take that off or include that in our offer. So it's either pay me now or pay me later, so to speak.
So
Mr.
we would
Stillings,
add that expense to what we think the property is worth. We would try to when we go to sell it. Is that what we're saying?
Well, I think we're saying that the building, as it exists on the property, is an impediment to selling it because no one wants to buy that piece of property with the building on it, so it's got to go. It's very unattractive, and we think that by removing the building now, it will open it up to a lot more companies and developers who can actually visualize the beauty of this property. It is phenomenal. And we think that with the building gone, which someone wants anyway, it will be a much better marketable property.
Refresh my memory. Is this going to be zoned commercial or residential? Or?
It already is
Already.
rezoned R4 Envision Franklin residential.
Okay, that's it. Thank you. Thank you.
I take this as staging. When you sell property, a house, you stage it so it looks nice, someone wants to buy it. The exact opposite when it's real estate. You want to stage it appropriately by destroying all what's on the property.
And once the property is sold, that money goes back into the bond fund, which we're saying this expense comes. So we think it enhances that opportunity.
Any other discussion? All right, so we have a motion and a second. We'll do a roll call vote, starting with Ms. Barker.
Yes.
Ms. Newman.
Yes.
Mr. Blair, yes. Ms. Bell.
Yes.
Mr. Stillings.
Yes.
All right. And Mr. Townsend.
Yes.
All right. We are approved. Director of Schools report, Dr. Snowden.
Yes, sir. Just a few items. Christmas tree lighting on the square. Our FIS choir had another great performance December the 5th under the direction of Miss Candace Adams, and as always is well attended. And we appreciate the work that she does in the choir at FIS. The Learning Forward Conference over the past weekend, not this past weekend, but the weekend before that, there were several teaching and learning groups that led sessions, and we'll also recognize them at Good News in January. But Drs. Decker, Looney, and Weimers presented a session on maximizing Tier 1 instruction, while Ms. Robinson and Dr. Whitley presented on building stronger bridges, intentional technology for student success. And looking at the pictures, and Dr. Decker can echo this or say that's uh, not exactly how it was, but the rooms were full for the presentation. So obviously people enjoyed it and they didn't leave. You know, when you go to conferences and people get up and leave during the middle, you kind of think, okay, I didn't do a very good job. But Dr. Decker said they stayed. They came and they stayed and listened to the entire presentation. So that's great. Anything to add, Dr. Decker?
It was just wonderful being able to represent the FSD. So thanks for your support and allowing us to go.
Absolutely. Also, we're coming up on the board retreat, so there's still topics that you'd like to add. Would like to add those so we can get prepared for January the 10th. We haven't. We're waiting for Williamson County to let us know when they are going to host the legislators that day, because obviously we don't want to have our time schedule conflict with theirs. But our plan is to invite our representative and senator again this year, and we hope that they will attend. I think, and you may differ, and we can change this, but the time we had the joint meeting with them in Williamson County, I didn't think we got the attention that maybe, or the questions that we wanted answered. So it seems like it works better when it's just our board and our representatives. Is everybody
Agree.
okay with it? So that's what we'll continue to look at for that. Also, TSBA Legal and Legislative Conference is February the 16th through the 17th at the Marriott Cool Springs, and then the COSPA Annual Conference March 13th through the 15th in Louisville, Kentucky. That's all I have. Thank you.
All right. Anything for Dr. Snowden?
Dr. Snowden, just thinking about the legislators, it seems like we have a better attendance when we meet them in the morning.
Yeah.
And so again, I don't know what Williamson County is looking at as far as their retreat, but I was just hopeful that we would be able to capture them in the morning.
Well, hopefully at least some part of the morning, whether it's the first thing or, and again, I called Jason today and I haven't heard back from him to see what they were thinking as far as their time frame. But it will be in the morning is our plan, whether it's prior to Williamson County or after Williamson County if they do their invitation earlier.
Thank you.
Thanks, sir. Updates from teaching and learning?
No, sir. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Any announcements from the board?
Just want to recognize we got from leadership, Franklin, class of 2026. I see Lieutenant Aaron Compton from the Franklin Police Department here. Thanks for being here.
Thank you, sir. All right, and we have another guest with us who introduced earlier. Thank you for coming. Also like to thank Dr. Decker. She spoke at the Leadership Middle Tennessee session out at the EIC Center, so I was able to go out there and excellent job. Did a great job representing us. Her and Dr. Golden were on a panel together, and she did great. So thank you for doing that. All right. Any other announcements from the board? Okay. After we adjourn, we will then go into executive session. So if there's nothing else, we are adjourned.
Is it too late to suggest we get the old property, move that building somewhere else?
Ha ha ha.